Live from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, interleague baseball on MLB The Show. It's the Toronto Blue Jays and the Milwaukee Brewers. First pitch coming at you right after the break. And taking the ball for Milwaukee, Chad Patrick. How about a scouting report on him?
Anytime you have 5 pitches to work with on the mound, that repertoire can be a real weapon in terms of keeping hitters off balance, man. It's one of those things that I'm going to be looking for in this one. Does he have a feel for all of those pitches, or is he just able to get 1 or 2 over in the strike zone where he wants? Now, it's tough to do to be able to command all those pitches, but if he can, he is going to be very tough for the opponent today.
First pitch, 12:40.
The 1-0. Late swing, foul to the left.
Let's go Brewers.
In there. And so now 1-2.
Ball 2.
That one lifted to left. Lockridge takes it in for the out. 1 up, 1 down. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Blue Jays. And Chris, this group has been struggling to put up runs lately.
Well, they haven't been on base a ton, and even when they are, they haven't been hitting very well with the runners on base. So they need a player or two to really step up, have some quality at bats, hit according to the situation, and sort of break out of this. I think if they do, the rest of this lineup will follow.
Dalton Varsho in the box with 1 away as he takes ball 1. Swing and a high fly ball left field. Lockridge has a beat on it, and there's 2 away.
Batting third, the first baseman, Vladimir Guerrero.
Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He's got the power, but great contact skills. One of the best contact hitters in the game.
Ball.
That one hammered, but pulled foul. Two down, nobody on. Swing and a high fly ball hit the air left center field. This one's got a chance. Pulls it in on the warning track. We're midway in inning number 1. No score. Back here in Milwaukee, and the starter for Toronto, Dylan Cease. What should we keep an eye on here?
Well, I'm interested to see how he utilizes his sinker to this lineup, Boog. You know, it's not necessarily his go-to primary pitch, but he does mix it in when he needs it. He's just got to make sure that it's not flat. Otherwise, it's going to get hit hard. So look for him to throw it up there when he needs a big double play, a ground ball, something like that to get out of an inning, change it up for a hitter. Also, get those hitters looking down so that it opens up the top of the strike zone, especially late in an at-bat.
Sal Frelick leading things off and takes a strike.
Ball 1.
Here's a 1-1. This one in the air center field. Varsho under it. And there's 1 away. Let's take a look at the Brewers lineup. Not a whole lot going their way offensively the last few games, Chris.
Yeah, Boog, and that can put more pressure on the pitching staff to try to limit the opponent to just 1 or 2 runs a game, knowing that their offense is not scoring right now. And that never really works well because you try to be too fine and you end up giving up a lot of runs. So we'll see if everybody can just relax, bring things together, and perform at a level that they're capable of.
Contreras in the box as he fouls off the first pitch. Cease, certainly one of the best strikeout pitchers in the game, and double-digit strikeouts are not out of the norm in his starts. Up the middle, and that one finds its way through. And that's a 1-out single.
He wants to give the bullpen the day off and the defense behind him because he knows he can strike anybody out. And the way that hitters are swinging, they're trying to lift, trying to get the ball in the air. He's going to take advantage of that.
This is Bryce Terang. There's a process, too, right? The way he goes about setting up hitters.
Yeah, and he's coming right at you. He's going to get ahead in the count. And when you're a hitter and you find yourself 0-2, 1-2 with a guy who has 3 to 4 pitches that are nasty, you are very defensive, and he plays upon that, and many times he comes out on top.
Man at first, 1 away. Swings through that one out in front that time. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. The 1-2. Tap to first. But it kicks foul. And a 1-2 again. Got him. 2 gone now.
Well executed pitch on the outside part of the plate.
Number 99, Gary Sanchez.
And now it's the catcher, Gary Sanchez. First offering misses badly for ball 1. And it's fouled away. Foul ball there. Contreras, the runner at first with 2 gone. In there, got him looking, and that one split the plate. Milwaukee leaves 1, scoreless after 1. On now to the top half of inning number 2. And now for the Jays, Jesus Sanchez.
No, that's outside. That's a strike.
Making the calls behind the plate in this one is Woody Keller.
Yeah, and Woody does a pretty good job back there, Boog. He's got a pretty fair strike zone most of the time. Maybe some inconsistency here or there, but usually he's back there doing a solid job.
Grounds 1 to short. Ortiz to first, and quickly 1 away in the second.
That's what a good sinker's designed to do. Get a guy to roll over a little bit, hit the ball on the ground, kill some worms while you're at it.
And next for Toronto, Kazuma Okamoto. Just missed.
down.
He's clearly
Ball.
trying to work him away here. Both pitches off the plate. If you really want to put the ball in play, you're going to have to stay back and drive it to the opposite field.
That's a hit. So a man aboard now with one away.
Batting six, the third baseman.
Showed a
Ernie
willingness to drive that pitch the opposite way. Didn't get jumpy, didn't try to pull the ball. He let it get deep, took the barrel right to it, and then extended through the swing for the line drive base hit.
Out towards right center field. Freeland moving under it. He makes the grab.
Batting seven, the shortstop, Andres Jimenez.
Here's Andres Jimenez. No question about this one. It's out of here. He'll circle the bases. The Blue Jays on the board first. It's 2-0.
First pitch hacking, and it paid off for him in a big way. Well, he went up there 0-0 looking to do damage. I think he had his sights set on that pitch. He went and got it and circled the bases.
And here is Sosa to the plate.
Ay.
Two down, nobody on. And that's in there at the knees for a strike.
Quickly into an 0-2 count. Both pitches were down in the zone. I think you set your sights a little bit higher because you'll have a tendency to chase if you look down in that area.
Ball one.
Fights it off. You'll see another. Bases empty, 2 away, but 2 runs are in here at the top of the second. Swing and a miss. And he's down on strikes. Third out, and that ends the frame. This homer cuts into Toronto's deficit. It's now a 2-0 ball game. Back here at American Family Field, bottom of the second, Jake Bauers up now for the Brewers.
Bauer.
That catches the zone for a strike. 0-1. In there at the knees for a strike.
0-2 count, both pitches on the inside part of the plate. Hitter is thinking, I don't want to get beat here. This is a good time for something off speed away.
Gets a piece and stays alive. The 0-2. Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts.
Got him swinging on that pitch away to finish him off, but everything early in the at-bat was in tight. Really challenged him in there with some competitive pitches, not letting him get his hands extended, but of course that eventually opens up the outside part of the plate, and he just wasn't able to adjust.
Here's the left fielder, Brandon Lockridge. Swing and a ground ball.
That's a foul ball.
And it goes just foul. The 0-1. Yeah, that's fouled off. The 0-2. Making 4 strikeouts in a row. Just cruising along.
The center fielder, number 5.
2 outs, base is empty. And now the center fielder, Garrett Mitchell. Right through there for a strike.
Up, ball.
Splits the plate, 1 and 2.
Ball 2.
Another one. That's 5 straight strikeouts. Gone in order are the Brewers. They trail it here 2-0. All set for the start of the inning. And now for the Jays, Brandon Valenzuela.
Come on, Chad.
Valenzuela in his rookie season, 25 years old, and he's a native of Mexico.
That's a ball.
Right through there for a strike. Swing and a miss, struck him out, and one away in the top of the 3rd.
Good late cut for the strikeout there. That thing really got in on him. And, you know, the cutter isn't really a huge swing and miss pitch most of the time because it's not really meant to move a whole lot. You're just trying to miss the big part of the barrel and maybe get some weak contact. But that one right there did a whole lot more than that. That was a really good pitch.
Lucas at the plate now, and that's strike 1. On the ground to first. Bowers takes it to the bag. First 2 batters retired here in the top of the 3rd.
The center fielder, number 5, Dalton Varsho.
2 down, base is empty. Now the number 2 hitter, Dalton Varsho. Fly to left his first time.
Hike.
Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. And with the inning still alive, here comes the heart of the order.
Up next for the Blue Jays, the first baseman,
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. now. Fly to left his first time.
No.
Just missed. The 1-0. Hammered down the right side, but foul. And 1-2. Line drive, base hit. Throw stops the lead runner at second. 2 on and 2 out.
Up next for the Blue Jays, the left fielder, Jesus.
So up next for Toronto, Jesus Sanchez. Grounded out his first time. Two on, 2 outs.
Ball.
And takes low for ball 1. This one chopped on the ground, but foul. The 1-2. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. First and second, 2 down. We're here in the top half of inning number 3. Battling here as he fouls it away. And a 1-2.
No.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
2 outs. Couple of base runners at first and second. Fouls it back with 2 strikes.
Well, he's desperately looking for that swing and miss. He's going to have to just change speeds a little bit, try to move it around, create just a little bit of illusion at the end.
3-2 now. Kazuma Okamoto waiting to hit for Toronto. And a payoff pitch. Here's a rip to short, but he's there for the 3rd out. Blue Jays leave a pair, but they're on top 2-0. Back here in Milwaukee, bottom of the inning, Joey Ortiz up now for the Brewers. Swing and a foul back, and that's out of play. Strike 2.
Well, this can be kind of frustrating for the hitting coach. Right now, this lineup seems to be swinging at everything.
Way outside, and that's ball 1. That's foul off to the right side, keeps the AB going. The 1-2. Line drive to short and caught.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting a line drive that finds a glove, but you will get some high fives. You know, when you make great contact, you feel like you've done everything right. But in this game of baseball, not everything is in your control.
David Hamilton in the box here lets that one go for a ball. And the 1-0. Foul ball. The 1-1.
Ball 2. Ball
Just
3.
missed. In for a strike, and the count's full.
Wow, just a beautiful backdoor slider right there. If you've got any chance of hitting that pitch, you have to wait until the absolutely last millisecond. Just a tough pitch to hit, and not an easy one to throw either.
That one is
That's a ball.
inside
Take
ball
your base.
4. And I mean, oh, so close.
Number 10, Sal.
Now it's the right fielder, Sal Frelick. Fly to center his first time. He's 0 for 1. Pitch misses.
That's the ball.
And that's ball 1.
This is one of those situations the infielders have to pre-plan and understand that the ball's got to be hit extremely hard right at them if they're going to have a chance to go for a double play.
Quick move to first.
He's
Hamilton
in there.
back on a dive.
Ball.
Little trouble with this one behind the plate. To second. He's in there. And now A man into scoring position.
This is something that'll happen to him from time to time behind the dish. The defense is a part of his game he's trying to improve, but right there just couldn't squeeze it, and it cost him.
Man at second. That's
Ball.
a little bit low. And that's in for a strike.
I'm a little surprised with how patient they've been against the fastball. They've taken a few for strikes now. I'd like to see him show some confidence by attacking those pitches.
Line drive, base hit. Coming home. And now they trail by one.
Just so sound in his mechanics. Hits against a firm front side, and the hands just continue to carry through the middle of the field.
One out, man at first. Here's the Brewers DH, William Contreras. 1 for 1 with a single so far. Out towards right center field. Varsho gets under it. Makes the grab.
The batter, number 2, second baseman,
Bryce Terang getting ready to hit. Struck out swinging his first time. Now quick throw to first. And he dives back in safely. That one is absolutely belted. And it's off the wall. Coming around third is Frelick. The relay to the plate, and he's out.
You're out.
Cut down, and that ends the inning.
Man, I think his legs are feeling good in this one. He really tried to stretch it there to go from first all the way to home, but he ran out of steam a little bit as he came around third. Great relay from the defense, a quick tag at the plate, and they cut down the run.
New inning getting started. Now it's the Toronto designated hitter, Kazuma Okamoto.
Well,
Ball.
these Jays doing a great job, Boog, of just waiting for the right pitch to come their way, and I'm seeing very patient at-bats out of them. They're doing a good job of working the pitch count, and they've been able to push a couple of runs across to score as well.
That one hammered center field. Carrying well. And it is gone. A soaring shot to center. And they tack one on the board. It's 3-1.
Just an excellent swing all the way around, and it had that sound coming off the bat that gets everyone's attention. Got a pitch to drive, short to the baseball, squared it up, and the backspin carried it out of here.
So digging in, Ernie Clement. Fought off foul.
Always exciting to see a leadoff home run in an inning. Kind of gets the offense fired up, and you start to expect a big inning.
Ball.
Nobody on, nobody out with a run in. Top half of inning number 4. Swings through that one for strike 2. In the air, right field. Frelick under it. And there's one down.
Up next to the Blue Jays, the shortstop,
Andres Jimenez next up for the Blue Jays. He's 1 for 1 with a 2-run homer his first time up.
Ball 1.
And that one hammered
That's
into the
foul.
corner, but foul. The 1-1. And a foul ball. Stays alive. This one in the air, center field. Mitchell coming on. That's out number 2.
Up next for the Blue Jays, the second baseman.
And next for Toronto, Lenny Sosa. He was a strikeout victim his first time. In there for strike 1. Swing and a miss as he was late that time.
He finds himself in a tough situation early. Just got to try to simplify it. Take a knock the other way if you can.
Ripped on a line. Makes a nice grab and a full sprint. And that's the 3rd out. Toronto picks up 1 on this homer. It's now a 3-1 ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball on The Show. Back here at American Family Field, ready to go for the last half of the inning. Gary Sanchez up now for the Brewers. Rolled softly, but that goes foul.
Well, these Brewers showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. He's only given up 1 run, but the starter's pitch count is starting to get up there, and that might be the best news yet for this offense.
This one in the air, right field, touches down. That's a hit. And a good start to the inning.
That could be a really tough pitch to handle, a front door breaking ball, but he did a great job staying in there, keeping that front shoulder closed. He didn't spit off the ball and hook it foul, which happens so many times.
Now here's Jake Bauers. That one almost got him.
No, that's
that
down.
pitch down.
Sanchez aboard here at first with nobody out.
Generally, second, third time through the lineup, you want to be able to lean on those secondary pitches and command them. Looks like he's doing a nice job of it.
Next offering in there for a strike. That's strike 2.
Getting a little frustrated with the strike zone.
Got him swinging for the strikeout. And now a man into scoring position.
Up next for the Brewers, the left fielder, number 20, Brandon Lockridge.
Next to hit, Brandon Lockridge. Went down on strikes his first time through.
Ball 1.
Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Now the throw to first on the
You're
run.
out.
And they get the out.
Just an outstanding play going up the middle right there. And the exchange to get the throw off to first just shows you why he's one of the best shortstops around. So smooth, yet so quick at the same time. And any slower, and those wheels burning down the first baseline are going to turn that into an infield hit.
Now at the plate, Garrett Mitchell. Mitchell in the box here and fouls it off for strike 1. So runner in scoring position, and now the tying run comes to the plate. We're here in the bottom of the 4th.
Ball.
Definitely a swing and miss slider down and in. He finished that really well. just couldn't get him to offer at it.
Pitch gets away. And that cost him a run as he scores easily.
Runner's got to be happy to be crossing the dish right there. Easy decision to head home when you see the ball get that far away from the catcher.
Two down, nobody on. Check swing, and he went. And the count is even, 2-2. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Not close with that one. And a full count now. And there's ball four.
Outside.
Pretty good spot on the outside, but just couldn't quite clip the zone. That's a stone-cold take.
Shortstop,
Joey Ortiz up now for the Brewers. He's 0 for 1. That one in the dirt and gets away to second, in there safely. And now a man into scoring position.
Nobody on defense feels great right now. The pitcher feels responsible for missing so far outside, and the catcher wishes he could have done more to try to stop it.
Runner at second, 2 down. Next pitch is inside, and that's ball 2.
Probably the best one we have seen. Throwing it where he wanted to, have a nice tight spin to it, and a teaser just off the edge of the plate.
Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit's probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the mound.
High fly ball lifted in the air right field. And that will end the inning. So 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and a runner left. We're headed to the 5th. It's the Blue Jays 3 and the Brewers 2. We go to the top of the 5th, and now for the Jays, Brandon Valenzuela.
Well, these Blue Jays doing a good job of putting the ball into play, and that makes things more challenging on the defensive side. The numbers tell us they're averaging more than a hit every inning, and they've only struck out twice, so they keep finding ways to put their bat on the ball.
That one is hammered right field. That's got a chance. Out of here. He'll take a jog around the bases. And they add a run. It's 4-2. That's their 3rd home run of the game.
They're having a lot of fun at the plate in this one. They've got the long ball working for them on autopilot. Well, he almost robbed the home run right there, and I tell you what, he'd love another crack at it. During batting practice, you always like to work on that, and so close, but that one was just out of his reach.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Chad Patrick out of the game, and the home run really bit him today as he exits on the hook for the loss. New arm coming on after the break.
Now pitching for the
Here comes the
Brewers,
new arm for the
number
Brewers,
50,
Easton McGee.
Easton.
He's making his 2nd appearance of the season. And now the right fielder, Nathan Lucas. Here's a swing and a line drive and a base hit into right field.
Didn't exactly square that one up, but sometimes you don't have to. That line drive isn't going to light up StatCast or anything like that, but it gets the job done. And he just kind of caught it on a weird spot of the bat, but he didn't get cheated with the swing, that's for sure.
And now it's Dalton Varsho. Varsho in the box as he fouls off the first pitch. One on, nobody out, a run in, and we're at the top of the fifth.
Ball. Ball.
Swings through that one. Swing and a high fly ball out towards right center field. He's got it.
Every day during batting practice, these outfielders get about 10 minutes of balls in the gaps. They practice this, and when the game comes, they make the play perfectly.
One out man at first. So up next for Toronto, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 1 for 2. And there's a strike.
Well, we call that keyholing. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
Now there's a bullet down the line, and that's a fair ball. Lucas around second, headed for third, and they'll have runners at the corners after a one-out single.
Up next to the
Really good swing right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle, allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws.
Jesus Sanchez now at the plate.
Hey.
Two on, one out. Hit hard but foul off to the left. And a ball and 2 strikes.
Ball 2.
That's a strikeout. Woody Keller says he won a round. And now to the plate, here's the Toronto DH, Kazuma Okamoto. He's already homered in this game.
He's been such a good hitter with runners in scoring position. Some guys just take it to another level. For him right now at the plate, it's like everyone else is in slow motion, and he's in full speed.
Comes up empty.
Ball. Ball.
Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. In comes the run from third to add on. It's an RBI single, and they take a 3-run lead. And his hot hitting continues.
They kept him in the yard that time, but all he's doing now is passing the baton, and everything seems to get started around this guy.
First and second, 2 outs. Ernie Clement next up for the Blue Jays.
High.
Guerrero, the lead runner at second. Okamoto at first, 2 out of the inning. Ground ball, and that's through the infield. Vladdy coming around third. Here's the throw to the plate. Catcher can hang on, and they lead by 4.
You know, I was watching his rounds during batting practice today. So impressed with his ability to let the ball travel, go back up the middle and the other way. Sometimes when you step in the box during the game, you get a little anxious and you get away from that. But so far, I've seen him stay consistent with his pregame preparation.
And here comes the Brewers manager to the mound. Pitching change coming. Easton McGee done for the afternoon. And the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this.
Now pitching for the
So the Brewers bring on a new
number
pitcher from the
41,
pen, Jake Woodford.
Well, they need someone to stop the bleed and keep the score right where it is. Seems like a tough task today with the way this lineup is swinging it.
2 aboard, 2 outs. Andres Jimenez, the next to hit. And that one fouled off.
Down low.
This ball's chopped on the ground. They take the force out. That ends the inning and stops things from getting out of hand. Last half of the 5th coming up. It's the Blue Jays 6 and the Brewers 2. Back here in Milwaukee, we head to the bottom of the 5th. David Hamilton up now for the Brewers.
Hamilton.
Well, these Brewers need to bring up the quality of their at-bats and specifically their swings. Just one extra base hit for them, so they haven't exactly been hitting the ball gap to gap or out of the park. That makes it really difficult to generate runs.
The 2-1. That's to third. Fires over to first. And the leadoff hitter retired in the 5th.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Back to the top of the Milwaukee order. Sal Frelick will hit next. This is a guy you got to keep an eye on when he digs in. Definitely been known to drop a drag bunt from time to time, and he's pretty good at it, Chris.
Yeah, and he creates a sense of urgency for the defense because of the speed, because of the ability to put down that bunt.
Comes up empty. That's strike 2. Now you see even sluggers from time to time try and use the bunt really as a way to beat the shift. Sends him down on strikes. Picks up strikeout number 7.
Oh, man, just locked him up with that slider, even though it caught a lot of the zone. And I think that tells you all you need to know about what he was looking for in the box, and it clearly was not that pitch.
Contreras in the box again, takes a strike.
Man, 91 on the slider right there. That's a hard one. That's a low-end fastball for some pitchers.
Ball 2.
Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. 2 down, nobody on. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Here's a 2-2. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. In the air to left center. Varsho settles underneath it. And that'll do it. 3 up, 3 down that time. 5 innings complete. It's the Blue Jays 6 and the Brewers 2. We're back with a look at key moments so far in this one. Lenny Sosa getting ready to hit.
Second baseman, Lenny Sosa.
Here we go, Brewers. Here we go. Let's go, Brewers.
On the corner for a strike. And ball 1. Woodford, 29 years old, and he was a second-round pick back in 2015. The 1-1. That one back up the middle, and it gets through. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Up next for the Blue Jays, the catcher,
Brandon Valenzuela. Next up for the Blue Jays. He's already homered here in this one.
No.
The 1-0. Here goes the runner. And a foul ball. Check swing. He went. That is strike 2. Grounder might be 2. Here's Ortiz for 1. Over to Bowers. That's 2.
For me, that's one of the toughest double plays to turn on the infield. The first baseman has to get inside, create a throwing lane to hit that middle infielder to start the double play, and then from there completing it back to first. Really good job all the way around.
Base is empty after the double play. Nathan Lucas digs in now. Check
Ball
swing.
inside.
No appeal. And it's 1-0. Two down, nobody on.
No.
That one's spoiled, and the count now 2-1. Next pitch misses way outside. Sliced hard but foul. Payoff pitch. And he walked
That's
him.
a ball.
One of
Take
the
your
things
base.
about that 2-out walk, the base runner over at first base is going to have a very aggressive secondary lead. So a ball down the line or an into the gap will produce a 2-out RBI, and those are the best. That is, if you are the offensive side of it.
Lifted in the air, left field, pretty well struck. And that is that. Blue Jays held in check. They lead it 6-2. Back here at American Family Field. Well, we go bottom six. Bryce Terang up now for the Brewers.
That's up.
Toronto's bullpen with some action. Joe Mantiply, the left-handed reliever, appears to be getting loose. Fluhart also throwing.
Here we go, Bryce.
Hard.
Just
Ball,
off
no.
the outside edge. 2-1. Challenge from behind the dish here. Just caught the zone by a whisker, and the call is overturned. They'll keep both their challenges. Foul ball left side. He'll see another. And a ground ball to first. Guerrero takes it himself. Leadoff man retired in the sixth.
Up next for the
And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one.
99, Gary Sanchez.
Gary Sanchez now known for his rocket arm behind the plate. The other way, and he beats the shift. Takes the turn. He's digging for second. The throw in. Save. He beats it.
Well, no waiting around right there. He was ready to swing it on the first pitch. Could be a chance here for them to start clawing back into this ballgame.
Bauer.
Next for Milwaukee, Jake Bauers, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Hard hit, base hit. Throw comes into third, and they're at the corners with only one out.
He was all over that one. Now let's see if they can string something together. Make it a little more interesting.
Manager out of the dugout, and he's going to make a change. Dylan Cease will depart. And a pretty good outing for him as he leaves with a nice lead. New pitcher when we get back.
Now pitching for
Joe
Toronto,
Mantiply
number 35,
into the game. He
Joe
last pitched 2 days ago.
Mantiply.
Brandon Lockridge up now for the Brewers. Maybe expecting a bunt here. Third baseman playing in on the edge of the grass.
Hard. Ball.
The Brewers with a chance to get back into it here in the bottom of the sixth. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. That's to third, Clement. First and second, one out. Garrett Mitchell, the next to hit. He's 0 for 1. This is a guy who's in the lineup first and foremost because of what he contributes defensively, Chris. And when you talk about preventing runs from being scored, This guy is a big contributor. Base hit into center field. Runner around third. One runs in. Another comes in to score. And now they trail by one.
Big swing of the bat right there. Just clutch hitting to get him back within one. Other than ripping one into the gap or blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits that are more satisfying than a nice line drive into center field. So that definitely felt good.
One out. Runner at second. Joey Ortiz now at the plate.
D-Rod.
Ortiz wants to challenge this. Thought it was a ball. And that one did miss. And the strike is overturned. So they get to hang on to their second challenge. Man at second.
Yep.
Check swing. Went around. And that's strike two. Liner snagged at first.
That swing right there tells me he's seeing the ball pretty well. I know it didn't produce a hit, but he made solid contact, and that's all you're looking to do anytime you're at the plate.
Here's the third baseman, David Hamilton.
You know, this is kind of a tough matchup as a left-handed hitter facing a left-handed pitcher. What you tell yourself is I want to stay square to the plate, try to hit the ball over the shortstop's head.
Ball one.
And the first pitch misses for ball one. Mitchell on at second with two down. The 1-1. Ripped, but it curls foul. To the right side, Sosa. Inning ends, and that stops the bleeding. We're through 6 full. It's the Blue Jays 6 and the Brewers 5. Back here in Milwaukee, their offense has produced a lot of hits so far, as we see from the spray chart.
Yeah, it looks like they've been spreading it out pretty well in this one, Boog. Spraying the ball all over the yard. Good team effort at the dish.
Let's go, Milwaukee. Yeah.
And that misses. Ball one. Activity in the bullpen for the Brewers. D.L. Hall getting loose out there. Uribe also getting ready. The 1-0. In the air, right field. Freeland on the move. Pulls it down, and he makes the catch. And there's one down.
Up next for the Blue Jays, the left fielder.
So up next for Toronto, Jesus Sanchez. 0 for 3 in this one.
There it was. 0-0. Here it is. Hit it. He gets a take. Gets ahead in the count.
Next offering is fouled back. Line drive, and that's a base hit out into center field. And that's a one-out single.
The batter, number 7.
At the plate, Kazuma Okamoto. 3 for 3, 2 singles, and a homer.
Ball.
1-0.
3-ride.
One-run game, 1 out, 1 on. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. That's out to center field. And there's 2 down.
Up next to the Blue Jays, the third baseman, Ernie.
And here comes the Brewers manager to the mound. Pitching change coming. Jake Woodford is done, and he leaves in a 1-run game. New pitcher coming on. We'll be back in a minute.
Now pitching for
Here
the
comes the
Brewers,
new arm for the
number
Brewers,
61.
Angel Serpa. This southpaw's been really good against left-handed hitters. Now the third baseman, Ernie Clement. That
No,
misses,
that's a ball.
and that's ball 1. Fly ball down the line. Nobody can get there, and it's a foul ball. Here's a 1-1. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that'll do it. Great work out of the Brewer bullpen right there. 7th inning stretch time. It's the Blue Jays 6 and the Brewers 5. Back here at American Family Field, bottom of the 7th, Sal Freeland up now for the Brewers.
It's good speed at the top of the order here. You want to get it on, see if you can get a stolen base, maybe get around the bases and pick up a run. Pretty good pitch to take a pass at in a 1-0 count. Just not able to square it up.
And he lays down a bunt. Barehand scoop, throw to first, but he
No,
beats
he's in
it.
there. Safe.
Nice try defensively, great hustle, and the tying run is on.
He was racing down the line and probably didn't assume he was going to be safe until his foot hit the bag and looked up for the umpire. Nice bunt and great hustle to get himself a knock.
And now it's William Contreras. That's outside. Ball 1.
If you're a base runner, you've got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
The Blue Jays trying to hold a 1-run lead here at the bottom of the 7th. Check swing called strike. And the count is 1-1. Squirts away a little bit. Well done behind the dish. And a 2-1 on the way. In there at the knees.
And that's a great take right there. Even though it's a strike, with the situation, runner on first base, you want to keep the ball off the ground. And you swing at that pitch, most likely you roll into a double play.
Jimenez over to second to Guerrero, and they turn 2.
Oh, man, what a smooth double play. That was a thing of beauty from start to finish.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Joe Mantiply done for the day. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound.
Now pitching for
Out of the bullpen for the Jays, Braden Fisher.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect a tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
Base is empty after the double play. Bryce Terang will hit next. 1 for 3.
No, that's a ball.
Looking to get the tying run on base.
Ball 2.
Outside low, and it's 2-0.
Drive.
Gets the
Hey!
outside corner with that one.
Backdoored him with a breaking ball, just got the corner. There's nothing you can really do with that.
Swing and a pop-up. Sosa settles underneath it. And that's the inning. Nobody left for Milwaukee. This one remains close. 6-5.
Leading off for Toronto.
And next for Toronto, Andres Jimenez. And he's already left his mark on this game.
He certainly has, Boog. A 2-run shot in the second inning, and that made an early impact on this game in a big way.
Ball
Outside.
1, no strikes.
Ball 2.
Swings through that one for strike 1. Next
Ball
one
3.
misses. 3-1. Right through there for a strike.
And boy, that was the pitch. 3-1. You want to be really aggressive on the fastball.
Fights it off. You'll see another. Payoff pitch. He goes down looking.
Up next to the Blue Jays, the second baseman,
Lenny Sosa next up for the Blue Jays.
Hee-haw. Ball.
Swing and a miss at a slider.
He has a tendency to chase out of the zone, and that slider that's down, that's one of his money pitches to get that swing and miss.
That one drilled left field. Carrying well. And gone. That one felt good. And they tack one on the board. It's 7-5.
A little more breathing room is always a good thing in baseball, and now they have it. A good hitter gets pitch recognition early. He saw exactly where that was going to be. The challenge, not get over anxious and come out of your swing. He stayed on it and got all of it.
One down. Now here is Brandon Valenzuela.
That's a strike.
Ripped to right. And there are 2 down.
Up next to the Blue Jays, the right fielder, Nathan Lucas.
Back to the top of the order now. Nathan Lucas getting ready to hit. And first offering is fouled off. Fouled off left side. Two down, nobody on. Foul ball, it stays 0-2.
Ball, that's
missed.
too low.
In the air, right side of the infield. Terang should have this one, and that is that. The Jays get one back on this homer. It's now 7-5. You're dialed into the show. Back here in Milwaukee, bottom of the 8th, Gary Sanchez getting ready to hit.
Gary Sanchez.
So important to get ahead of these hitters. You don't want to issue a free pass and allow that tying run to come to the plate. Always want to keep that other team in a position where if they're going to beat you, they're going to have to do it with multiple hits.
The 0-1.
Ball.
A little
Ball,
bit low.
no.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
Now
Ball.
one missed. And a payoff pitch. This one in the air center field. Varsho has a beat on it, and there's one down.
As good as he's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand, you cannot hang a breaking ball right there. Lucky it stayed in the ballpark.
Jake Bauers up now for the Brewers. On the ground, right side. Slings to first in time.
Good slider inside right there. Batter fighting to get there, just rolled over it, got the ground ball.
Number 20,
Brandon Lockridge, the next to hit. 0 for 3 with 2 groundouts and a strikeout.
Well, just a cement mixer slider right there. It's a great pitch to hit if you can recognize it early and jump on it.
The 0-2.
Ball.
Looking very settled on the mound here in the 8th. One more out, and they'll probably hand it off to their closer for the 9th with at least a 2-run lead.
Got him swinging. 3 up, 3 down for Milwaukee, and they're down 7-5.
now pitching for the
We're back.
Brewers,
It's the top of the
number
9th, and there's a new
56,
pitcher on the mound, Grant Anderson. He pitched yesterday, and we'll see him once again. Leading Leading off, Dalton Varsho.
The center fielder, number 5, Dalton Varsho.
Hee-haw!
Edge of the zone for a strike, and it's 0-2.
Let's see if he's willing to use the whole field right here. Definitely pounding him away.
0-2 now. Just
Outside.
misses with that one. And an ABS challenge coming from behind the dish. Not far out of the zone, but it was a ball. So that removes their last challenge. And that's a strikeout looking. And a strikeout for the first out here in the ninth. Good eye at the plate. They'll overturn the call. Still 2 challenges left for them. On the
That's a
ground.
foul ball.
And that's just foul. That misses the zone. Full count now. And they'll do it again. Payoff pitch. Got him swinging. He battled for a long time, but it finishes with a strikeout. You can't be mad at yourself after an at-bat like that one. And now the first baseman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Pulls that one foul.
Ball. Ball.
Well, you get to this part of the order. Yeah, there's some pop there, but more likely there's some base hits. So very important to be patient. Let the pitcher walk you, if he will.
To the right side, and that chance handled. Whips it to first. 2 quick outs here in the top of the ninth. Running out of chances to pad the lead.
I wasn't sure if he was going to get to this one or not. Had to go a pretty good way there in the shallow right field. But then after that, it's a tough angle after you square up your shoulders to throw to first base. Not the normal position, but a really good job defensively right there.
Jesus Sanchez next up for the Blue Jays.
Really nice swing in his last at bat. Shot a line drive into center field.
And that skips in the dirt. Two down, nobody on. In the air, left field, Lockridge makes his way towards it, flashes the leather on the run and catch. And that is that. 1-2-3 go the Blue Jays. They lead at 7-5.
Now pitching for
Welcome
Toronto,
back, and
number
here comes the
23,
closer, Jeff Hoffman.
I think closer has to be one of the toughest jobs in baseball, and we see a pretty high turnover rate because of it. Every outing seems to be high pressure, this one included. We'll see if he can wrap up the win and get himself a save.
Here's the center fielder, Garrett Mitchell.
Mitchell.
Ball 1.
Next offering is fouled back. Ground ball to the right side. Handles, throws to
Got him.
first.
That's an out.
And the leadoff man retired here in the ninth.
Number 3, shortstop Joey Ortiz.
So up next, Joey Ortiz. Inside corner, and that's called a strike.
Well, so many hard-throwing relievers in the game these days, you would think that hitters have made the adjustment, but I don't know if you ever get used to it. Just pumping gas out of the bullpen, so hard to play catch-up.
Swings through that one for strike 2. Hoffman, in his 8th season, 33 years old, a former first-round pick back in 2014.
No.
Really nice slider right there, sweeping across the dish, but just couldn't hang the edge.
Catcher challenge will take another look. So the call stands. Still one challenge left for them. The Jays trying to close out a 2-run lead here in the last half of inning number 9. That one way inside. Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. Just one out remaining for the Brewers.
The third baseman, number 6.
2 outs, base is empty. Here's the third baseman, David Hamilton.
Well, you got the number 9-hole hitter right here, looking to do whatever he can to get on base, turn this lineup over, so the best hitters in this lineup have a chance to tie up the ball game, or maybe even walk it off.
Hard ground ball, base stop.
And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Up next for the Brewers.
Back to the top of the order.
Number 10,
Sal Frelick digs in now.
Frelick.
Ha!
Tying run at the plate. Fouls one off out of play, back to our left.
The healthy cut, tough pitch at 98, but a really good pass at the ball.
Hoffman is just one strike away. Oh, right to the backstop. And now a man into scoring position.
As a closer, he's out there in that role for a reason, but even they lose the handle on one here and there, especially with all the nasty stuff coming out of bullpens these days. He's making it a little interesting here.
The Brewers with the tying run at the plate. And the home team trying to pull it out. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. One and two now. Stays alive. The tying run at the plate.
This
Ball
guy's a
2.
fun guy to watch taking it bat. He just battles up there. He doesn't take a pitch off at all. Makes it so difficult on the pitchers out there. You can tell they get frustrated with how long it takes to put him away.
Still 2-2 after the foul ball. Next
That's the
offering
ball.
is outside.
Big pitch coming right here. Last thing he wants to do is put the tying run on base, but he can't groove one either.
Man on second, 2 down. Gets a piece and stays alive.
5 foul balls in this at bat so far, and these two are going head to head. You can see the crowd. They're starting to get into it a little bit more and more each pitch, even though there hasn't been a ball in play yet.
Foul off the plate. They'll do it again.
Well, he knows they don't want to give him anything to hit, but when you've got opportunities to drive in runs, you've got to expand the zone. He's capable of going out there and doing damage with it.
Battling here as he fouls it away. In plenty of time to first, and this game is over.
Well, this was a fun game all the way around. We saw plenty of action. 12 runs total on the board, but a pretty close finish at the end.
A 7-5 final score in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Sciambi saying so long.